My dear, come closer and listen to the whisper that has forever encircled your heart. You are under my wings. This is not a mere phrase, but a covenant of protection, a sacred embrace where no shadow can reach you unless permitted by my hand. The world you walk through is often fraught with storms, raging tempests of doubt, fear, and loneliness that threaten to unravel the fabric of your soul. Yet, beneath these vast, outstretched wings, there is a sanctuary reserved just for you, woven from the threads of my eternal love and vigilance. This shelter is not distant or abstract. It is immediate and intimate, enfolding you in a presence that watches over you with a jealous care. I see every tear you hold back, every sigh that burdens your chest, every silent cry that escapes even your own awareness. Know that I am there, my dear, even when your eyes cannot perceive, even when your heart cannot feel. The very air around you is thick with my promise, a promise to shield you, to guard you, and to provide rest for your weary soul. Understand, beloved, that being under my wings is not about the absence of trouble, but the assurance of my sovereignty over every trouble that dares to approach you. Like a mother bird who gathers her fragile nestlings beneath her feathers, so do I gather you when the winds howl and the dangers prowl near. You may wonder why the storms sometimes feel so relentless, why the weight of sorrow presses so deeply, and why the night seems interminable. These questions echo in my heart as well, for my desire is that you never fall outside the reach of my peace. Yet I allow difficulty to touch the earth of your life to refine you, to awaken you to your own need for my sustaining grace. Your struggles are not without purpose. They are steps leading you deeper into the security of my wings, where every brokenness is mended and every weakness cradled in strength beyond your own. Revel to yourself the treasure you carry, the truth that within this shelter lies your refuge, your stronghold, your eternal home. Many seek safety in the fleeting arms of the world, building walls of self-reliance and dashed hopes. I invite you now, my child, to release the heavy burden of fighting alone and to lean fully into this divine covering. Each beat of these wings is a pledge that you are never forgotten, that every fear you harbor is known, and that every longing of your heart is watched over with infinite tenderness. You need not prove your worthiness to enter this hallowed space. My love is not earned, but freely given. A gift poured out for you long before you recognized your need. So come, rest in this truth, and let the gentle fluttering of my wings calm the storms within you. Imagine for a moment a vast bird in flight. The sky commands the outer journey, but it is the wings that determine the grace and safety of that journey. They carry you high above the chaos and the confusion, soaring where the currents of the heavens are most favorable. You are invited not merely to cower in fear beneath these wings, but to experience freedom, to rise with courage and hope, knowing that even in flight there is a guardian, ever watchful at your side. The winds of life may buffet you, but they do not have the final word. My wings span beyond what you can see, a fortress in the heavens from which you may glimpse the promise of dawn. Will you let this truth settle in you, that no matter how fierce the battles or persistent the night, you are encased in a love that does not fail? This is not a call merely for comfort, but for boldness, the courage to trust the unseen and the unknown, because you are held securely by hands that never tire or falter. The shelter of my wings invites you into a sacred intimacy, a place where your fears can be spoken aloud and transformed into faith. Will you believe me this time when I declare that you have no need to fear? That beneath this covering, you will find strength for today and hope for all your tomorrows? The journey you are on is sacred, and though unseen to many, your steps are marked by the imprint of my wings that bear you ever onward. My dear child, arise and walk forward with the certainty that you're not alone. you're not abandoned, and you're profoundly loved. Do not turn away from this protection now, but step fully into the embrace that is forever yours. Your refuge is here. Your sanctuary is now. Receive it. My beloved, I see the silent ache that dwells within you, the quiet sorrow that does not always find words, yet speaks endlessly in the language of your heart. Sometimes the weight you carry feels heavier than you imagine anyone could bear. You wrestle with shadows that seem to stretch longer as the days grow colder, doubts that whisper lies when your soul should be at rest. I am aware of the quiet moments when you feel isolated, as though even the light I provide slips beyond your reach into an unreachable distance. But hear me now. I am not a distant echo or a faint hope. I am here, closer than your very breath, steadfast through every storm and stillness alike. The struggles you face are not hidden from me. They are etched upon my heart. I have watched your battles, the internal fractures caused by wounds both fresh and ancient. Perhaps you've mistaken your endurance for solitude, believing that the silence around you reflects my silence, or that my patience has abandoned you. Yet remember, my presence is not measured by the noise of your surroundings or the fervor of your prayers, but by a deep, unwavering commitment that does not falter. I wait with all the tenderness of a gardener tending a fragile bloom, not rushing but nurturing in the perfect season. This time of waiting is not emptiness but sacred space, where healing begins beneath the surface, unseen but real. I do not chide your questions, nor resent your confusion. In fact, it delights me when you bring them forward, for it is a sign of trust, the courage to lay bare the tangled thoughts, unafraid that I would reject you. Let this truth envelop you. No matter how tangled the doubts or how heavy the past, my love remains a refuge that cannot be shaken. Even when you feel unworthy or broken beyond repair, my mercy is fresh and new, renewing your strength with the gentlest hands. I am your shield when fears rise like wild waves, and your guide when the path ahead seems swallowed by darkness. If your spirit longs for peace, do not shy from this vulnerable place where your wounds meet my grace. Lean into my embrace, where every tear is cherished and every sigh is heard. The silence you perceive is often my quiet whisper, urging you to rest, to trust, and to receive the healing that only I can provide. There is no condemnation here, only the soft promise of restoration, sculpted with infinite patience and boundless love. Do not retreat into the shadows of your heart. Instead, turn toward me, the light that never fades. I understand the seasons when hope feels fragile, like a delicate flame trembling against a relentless wind. My beloved, I am the eternal fire that burns steady in those moments, not to consume, but to illuminate and warm. When you cannot find the words to pray, sit in the stillness with me. When your heart is weary from striving, lay down your burdens, for I long to carry them alongside you. You are not abandoned, nor forgotten, and every tear you have shed is stored safely in the chambers of my heart. Please, do not allow the lies of despair to root themselves in your soul. You are treasured beyond measure, crafted with intention, and held by hands that do not let go. I am here, patient and true, working through every challenge and doubt to draw you closer, to shape you into the fullness of the person you were created to be. Take one step now, one quiet step into my presence of healing and unwavering love. Feel the heartbeat of my patience beating in rhythm with yours. Will you reach out and rest in this divine steadiness? Let this moment be a turning point where you refuse to let the shadows have the final word. My dear child, I am here, and I am gentle. Trust me to keep watch over your weary soul, for I am your refuge and strength, a help always near in times of trial. Open your heart to the sacred silence between us, for it is there you will find the whispers of hope, the soft promise of peace, and the secure foundation of my everlasting love. My dear child, I see the burdens you carry, those hidden weights that press heavily upon your heart and cloud the clarity of your soul. The shadows of guilt and shame, though invisible to others, are ever present in your thoughts, whispering deceit and condemning you beyond what you deserve. I desire to speak tenderly to these parts of you that believe they are unworthy, unlovable, or irredeemably stained by past choices and mistakes. Hear me now. You're more precious than the jewels of the earth, and I have woven your being with infinite care and purpose. Guilt and shame are like chains forged in the fire of misunderstanding, for they tether your spirit tightly to moments that have long passed, but echo endlessly in your mind. Your heart may feel as though it is trapped within a prison, not built by your hands, but imposed upon you by your own condemning thoughts. Yet, I am the breaker of chains, the one who casts down walls that confine the soul. No accusation beyond truth can stand when I have declared you clean and beloved. The robe I clothe you in is not one polluted by error, but white and gleaming with the purity wrought by my boundless mercy. Do not allow the harsh voice of guilt to drown out the gentle whisper of my love. When you stumble, I am not distant, waiting to condemn, but I am there, extending my hand to lift you up from the pit. The path to restoration is not smooth nor quick, but every footstep you take toward me is a step away from shame's grip. I see the courage it takes to face your own brokenness, to confront the darkness that haunts your thoughts, and I am proud of the strength that lies within you. You are fearfully and beautifully made, my creation, crafted not just for grace, but for triumph over every accusation that tries to steal your joy. Remember, forgiveness flows from my heart like a river, endless, unyielding, and generous beyond human comprehension. It is not a reward granted to the deserving, but a gift waiting to cloak the weary and the burdened. Your mistakes are not barriers, but doorways through which my compassions enter anew each morning. It is not in perfection that you find me, but in honest brokenness, where my presence is most near. I do not count your faults to condemn you, but I gather your tears and weave them into lessons of humility and wisdom. Do not hide or shrink away, but come to me with your soul naked and vulnerable, for there you will find healing and justice wrapped in kindness. I am patient with you, far beyond what you can imagine. The seasons of your heart's healing are distinct, and I walk faithfully with you through every waiting period and painful pause. Though the grip of shame may feel like a lingering mist, my light dispels darkness or pierces it until clarity reigns. You do not need to earn my love or exhaust yourself in striving. It is freely given, unshaken, and steadfast. When your heart falters under the weight of regret, lean into my embrace and find strength renewed. I hold your fragile moments as sacred, and in them lies the tender promise of your restoration. You may ask, how can I forgive myself when my failures seem so many? My beloved, forgiveness is first birthed in the seed of my forgiveness for you. When you choose to receive it, you allow the healing balm to flow through every wound, mending, restoring, and transforming. I am the author of second chances, and no story is written beyond the borders of redemption. The voices of guilt, whispers of shame, and loud accusations are silenced when my truth becomes your fortress. This truth is that you are mine, chosen, and loved with an everlasting love untouched by human error. Consider the tender parables of mercy I have shown throughout time, stories where brokenness turned into beauty, where the lost was found, and the rejected became the heir of grace. Your story is no different in my eyes. Let the past be the soil that nurtures your new growth, rather than a chain that binds you in despair. It is by my hand alone that your past sins find their pardon. It is through your willingness to trust my cleansing power that your soul is made whole again. Do not carry your shame as a cloak, but lay it down at my feet where judgment and mercy coexist perfectly. You might still feel unworthy and tremble at the thought of acceptance, but I tell you now, my dear, you are welcomed as deeply as the oceans and as unceasingly as the stars shine above. I do not tremble at your brokenness because I see beyond it to the radiant light that is your authentic self when freed from condemnation. This light, this divine spark, bears my image and reflects my glory. It is what I cherish infinitely, and it is the reason I call you by name and delight in your presence continually. Will you allow me to extinguish the flames of guilt that burn unfairly within you? As you rest in my patient love, let me gently teach you to forgive yourself as I have forgiven you. This is not a burden I expect you to carry alone, but a sacred journey we embark on together. With each breath, receive my grace more fully and walk forward in the freedom I have granted. Do not rush your healing. It unfolds in the quiet dealings of my spirit with your heart. I am near to the brokenhearted and will not forsake you. Turn your eyes to my face and feel the reassuring warmth of my unshakable love surrounding you continually. Let this truth settle in you. Shame has no hold where my mercy abounds. You are not defined by your faults, but by the love that redeems you. Will you believe me this time when I say that your identity is secure in me, and no failure can erase my affection? Lift your eyes toward me with expectancy, for I am here, with hands outstretched, ready to carry your shame away and clothe you anew in dignity and peace. My beloved, you are forgiven, cherished, and deeply honored in my sight. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Reach toward me now with openness and trust, knowing that I am faithful to every promise I have made to you. No night is too dark, no sorrow too deep for my healing light to penetrate. I'm your refuge, your hope, and your peace. Walk with me through this valley, and you will discover the boundless joy and freedom that come from resting fully in my forgiving presence. You are mine, forever and unconditionally, and nothing can separate you from my love. My dear child, in the quiet depths of your soul, there lies a wellspring of healing that I have placed there for you. I see every aching fragment, every shattered piece that you hope to hide away, believing that pain must be endured in silence. But I have not called you to a life of brokenness without restoration. I am the healer of all wounds, even those invisible to human eyes. And my hands are ready to touch the places where you are most vulnerable. Consider the tapestry of your life, each thread, every color, interwoven with intention, even when it appears frayed or torn. The moments you have suffered, the betrayals, the losses, the regrets, all are threads that carry a story, but none are the final stitch. I am weaving redemption into every fiber. When you feel overwhelmed by the gravity of your past, know that I am here, drawing you gently toward wholeness. Healing is not a distant dream, but an unfolding reality when you open your heart to my presence. Healing is not always a swift process. It is a journey of patience and trust, of allowing your brokenness to be held tenderly rather than pushed away. I invite you now to imagine me as the master weaver, patiently drawing your heart into my hands, slowly binding your wounds with threads of grace and mercy. Your scars will remain as badges of survival, reminders that you walked through darkness but emerged into light, carried by my steadfast love. There is a sacredness in the way I mend what was torn. It does not erase your story, but refines it, making it a testimony of resilience, faith, and my unending care. Your pain has not gone unnoticed. It has been laid out before me in its entirety. No detail too small, no tear unshed. Let this truth settle in you now. I am not distant nor cold. I am intimately acquainted with your suffering and present to infuse healing into your weary heart. Healing also means surrender. It involves releasing the burdens of resentment and bitterness that can anchor you in the past. I know how hard it can be to forgive those who have hurt you, or to forgive yourself for mistakes made. Yet, forgiveness is a key that unlocks the door through which healing flows freely. Trust me to walk beside you as you take these difficult steps, for you do not have to bear this path alone. Let fear not grip you as you lay down your defenses. It is safe to be vulnerable with me, to let your story be seen as it truly is, complex, wounded, yet precious beyond measure. Allow my love to wash over your pain, and you will find that the heaviness begins to lift, replaced by a lightness that your soul has been longing for. Each moment you invite me in, your heart becomes more spacious, more open to joy and peace. There is no timetable for healing, but only my faithful presence. Some days may feel like progress, and others might seem like steps backward. Yet, I am constant, a steady light shining through your darkest nights. When loneliness creeps in, remember that I am wrapping you in my embrace, holding you close as a mother cradles her child. You are never abandoned or forgotten. My care for you is relentless and tender. Engage with me in this sacred process. Speak honestly about your hurts, your confusion, and your hopes. Let us walk together through the valleys of healing, hand in hand, heart to heart. Your vulnerability is not a weakness, but a gateway to experiencing my power in a deeply personal way. Healing transforms not only your pain, but your very essence, elevating you to a place of deeper trust and renewed purpose. As you rest in my love, you begin to see yourself as I see you, worthy of all the restoration my grace offers. Do not rush or demand immediate change, but yield to the gentle unfolding of this process. The more you receive my healing, the more you become a radiant reflection of my love and restoration to others who are struggling. Reflect on this. My dear, your healing is a sacred act of my love. Lean into my embrace and let your heart be softened and renewed. Refuse to carry the burden of pain alone. Let me share that load with you. Will you take my hand now and trust the journey toward restoration? Your soul longs for this peace, and I am here to give it freely. If your heart is stirring with the desire for healing, do not turn away. Allow me to begin this work anew inside you, to fill the empty spaces with hope, and to make beauty from what once seemed broken beyond repair. You're more precious than any wound, and I am here to restore you completely. My dear, in the quiet moments when your heart trembles under the weight of fear and anxiety, know that I am closer than your next breath, nearer than the shadows that cling to the edges of your mind. Fear can be a thief, stealing your peace and blinding you to the light I have placed within you. Anxiety may crash like relentless waves upon your soul, threatening to drown your spirit in doubt and despair. Yet in these turbulent waters I am your quiet harbor, the safe refuge where your heart can find rest. Do not resist the trembling of your soul. Rather, bring it before me with honesty and surrender. Let your anxiety become a whispered prayer carried on the wind, borne to me, who listens and understands beyond human comprehension. My beloved, fear is not a decree upon your life, nor is it a permanent marker defining your journey. It is a veil, thin but obscuring, that I call you to lift. I have placed courage within you, not as an absence of fear, but as a steadfast light shining through it. This courage is the echo of my voice within your spirit, whispering truths that silence the lies the enemy tries to plant. When your nights feel endless and your doubts roar louder than hope, remember that I am the stillness behind the storm. The same power that raised mountains is the wind beneath your wings. Do not let fear dictate your story, for I am writing it with promises of redemption and triumph. Consider the lilies in the field and the birds in the air. They do not toil in anxiety over tomorrow, yet their needs are met with tender care. Your worry does not add a moment to your life or improve a situation. When you lay your anxious heart at my feet, you invite me into the most fragile places within you. There, in the hollowed spaces carved by fear, I plant seeds of peace and assurance. My peace is not like the fleeting calm the world promises. It is a deep-rooted tranquility that sustains you regardless of your circumstances. Let this peace take root in the hidden chambers of your soul, where doubt seeks to dwell. I am intimately acquainted with your fears, for I know every thought that stirs unrest within you. You are not alone in this battle. When you sense me withdrawing in silence, remember that my silence is a sacred space, a pause that gathers strength for what lies ahead. In that silence, I am molding you, shaping you into someone stronger than the storms that buffet your life. You may feel abandoned, but abandonment is a lie I refuse to speak. I am the God who never lets go, the hand that steadies when you falter. Rest in my unwavering presence and trust that even when you cannot see my face, I am weaving a tapestry of hope and restoration. Do not fear the unknown, my child, for I am the creator of all beginnings and endings. The future, with all its uncertainties, is held securely in my hands. Anxiety lords over your mind when you imagine that you must conquer life's challenges alone. But I am the eternal companion who walks beside you through every dark valley. When relentless questions plague your spirit and the weight of what-ifs threatens to crush you, bring your fears to me unashamed. I welcome the rawness of your heart, the trembling, the tears, the desperate whispers for relief. There is no shame in your struggle, only the beginning of a deeper intimacy with me. This vulnerability is the bridge from despair to hope. See your fear not as a cage, but as an invitation to trust me more fully. I do not promise a life without challenges, but I do promise to be your guardian and your guide through every shadowed path. When you find yourself on the brink of surrender, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Your weariness is known, your burden is felt. Let your soul rest in the assurance that I am working all things together for your ultimate good, even when the night appears long and the road uncertain. My love for you is not conditional on your strength or your composure. It is unwavering and eternal. Bring your restless heart to me today. Lay it down, my beloved, and listen not to the voices of fear, but to my voice, calm, steady, and sure. Allow my spirit to breathe peace into every anxious thought and replace trembling with courage. Feel my arms surround you, enfolding you in a peace that passes all human understanding. In this sacred exchange, you will find renewal. The anxiety that once gripped you will loosen its hold, and the light of my presence will lead you forward. Let this truth settle in you. You are never more beloved than in your moments of greatest vulnerability. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace the gentleness of my comfort and trust that I am transforming your fear into faith, your storm into stillness, and your doubt into unwavering hope. My dear, I have seen the turmoil that stirs within your heart, the shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt that cloud your spirit and make the pathway ahead seem uncertain and treacherous. These emotions grip you as storms batter a fragile vessel on a vast, unpredictable sea. I understand the depth of your unrest. I have designed your soul not to be a prisoner of such fears, but to rise above them in the strength of my perfect love. Hear me now. Fear is a doorway, not a prison. Anxiety is but a whisper that can be silenced by the profound peace I offer you. and doubt is a challenge to your faith that, when faced, will lead you to a deeper trust in my unfailing presence. Let me walk with you through these shadows and transform them into light. The fear that often envelops you is not because I have abandoned you. No, child. Even when the night outside seems endless and the silence deafening, I am there, an unseen hand steadying yours through the darkness. You may feel overwhelmed, as if every breath is labored, every step laden with weight. Yet this burden, though heavy, is not meant to become the essence of your soul's journey. Like the refining fire purifies gold, these moments of fear can cleanse your heart from the things that would bind you: unbelief, impatience, and reliance upon your own strength instead of mine. I am the refuge you seek, even when your prayers whisper with hesitation, or when your spirit is too fragile to cry out. Anxiety, beloved, often arrives as an uninvited guest, an echo of worry that lunges into your thoughts and nestles there, feeding on your doubts. Yet, I never commanded you to carry the weight of tomorrow's troubles today. Why be anxious about what tomorrow may bring, when I am the God of all times, holding the past and future within my hands? To harbor anxiety is to forget the foundation upon which your life is built, my immutable, everlasting care. I am the calm in the storm, the quiet within the tumult. When your heart rattles like a boat caught in fierce winds, remember I am the anchor, unseen but unbreakable beneath your feet. Let this truth settle in you and whisper it back to me. You were not created to capitulate to anxiety, but to live boldly under my protection. Doubt, though it may feel like a betrayal to your soul, is not the enemy you often believe it to be. Doubt is the test and the invitation to come closer and ask me for more clarity, understanding, and faith. I don't turn away from your questions, but lean in to meet you in them. My child, don't shy away from your uncertainties. Instead, bring them into the light of our relationship. Let your doubts be transformed by my unwavering faithfulness. Consider the seasons of your life as you have experienced them. Even in your darkest moments, was I not there? Did I not supply your needs, comfort your pain, and steady your steps? This is the unchanging face of my love that doubt cannot erase. Will you believe me this time when I tell you that your faith can emerge stronger on the other side of your questions? Do not allow fear, anxiety, or doubt to isolate you in your struggles. Instead, invite me to become the center of your reality, the voice that calms your racing thoughts, and the presence that holds you when your world tilts. I am not distant or indifferent to your pain. Each tear you cry, each deep worry that stretches your heart, I carry it with you. There is no sorrow too small, no anxiety too great for me to bear alongside you. The weight you feel is not meant to crush you, but to bring you to a place where you lean harder on me, where your trust in my goodness outweighs the dread of the unknown. Envision your spirit as a field on which wild winds blow. Though these gusts of fear and doubt may seem fierce and relentless, you will not wither in their presence if you root yourself deeply in my love. The storms that shake you are temporary, but your foundation in me is eternal and immovable. With every fearful thought, bring it into prayer. With every anxious heartbeat, let my peace descend like a gentle rain, cleansing your unrest. With every doubt, come closer and question with honesty, for you are not alone in this dialogue. I am listening, always. My beloved, you were fashioned meticulously with courage woven into your fibers, with a soul designed to overcome every whisper of fear and every shadow of anxiety. These are not signs of weakness, but divine opportunities for your spirit to grow in resilience and faith. I'm here to help you walk through these seasons, to carry you when your legs falter, and to steady your heart when it trembles. You are embraced by a love so vast that it extinguishes every flicker of fear. grants serene rest beyond your understanding, and replaces doubt with unwavering confidence in my promises. Will you learn to surrender your anxieties into my hands this day? Will you trust the plan I am carefully weaving, even when the threads seem tangled and incomplete? You do not have to navigate this maze alone. Place your fears before me, wrap yourself in my peace, and let your soul breathe deeply in my presence. I am both your shield and your guide. The path ahead will not always be clear, but your heart can be steady because I am steady. I tell you step by step, I am with you. The future, though unseen, is held firmly in my grasp. Take this moment to quiet your heart. Breathe in my presence and let your fears be carried away by the wind of my spirit. I invite you to rest in me, to dwell for a time in the assurance that no matter what storms rage around you, you are secure within the haven of my love. You are more than conquerors, not by your strength, but through my power exercised within you. Let go of the burdens of fear and anxiety. They were never meant to be your load to bear alone. Reflect now on this promise, that I am your fortress and your comforter. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of the ways I have shown myself faithful, how my hand has been guiding you unseen, but unfailingly. In your moments of greatest vulnerability, call out to me and feel my arms holding you close, steadying your heart and restoring your hope. You are deeply loved, my dear. No shadow is too dark for my light to penetrate, no burden too heavy for my strength to sustain. Let this truth become the song your soul hums in the quiet moments, the anchor in your turmoil, and the beacon that guides your steps out of fear and doubt toward a place of deep peace and unshakable trust. Will you take this journey with me? Will you let your heart be healed by my everlasting love? The choice is before you, and I wait patiently to lead you into the fullness of your freedom. Will you believe me this time? Take courage, my beloved. Your journey is known to me, and the victory is already won. My beloved, when the weight of uncertainty presses upon your spirit, and the shadows of doubt stretch longer than the light of faith, know that I see you. I see the quiet battles fought beneath your calm facade, the secret questions whispered in the stillness of your soul. This journey you walk, sometimes uneven and steep, is never beyond my sight. You are not abandoned in your wrestling, you are deeply embraced. It is within the tension of faith and doubt that true trust is refined, like precious gold purified by fire. There is a sacred rhythm between holding on and letting go, a divine dance where surrender is the gateway to strength. The trembling heart that questions invites me closer, not farther away. My child, in your moments of deepest hesitation, I'm waiting with open arms. You may feel as though your prayers echo unanswered in a vast wilderness, but I am always the still, small voice calling your name. In the silence, I'm speaking, weaving hope into your weary threads. I know the temptation to shrink away from trusting me again, especially when the promises seem distant or the outcomes contrary to your desire. But faith is not blind certainty. It is the choice to believe in my love, even when you cannot see what lies ahead clearly. Like the roots of a tree hidden underground, trust grows silently, unseen, nourishing your soul and anchoring you in storms. My heart beats with endless patience for you. I never grow weary of your seeking. Consider the night sky, strewn with countless stars, each one shining with my eternal faithfulness. You might focus only on the darkness between them, the empty spaces that seem cold and vast, but each star burns with the promise I uphold for you. Your faith is like reaching for one of those stars. It looks small from where you stand, distant and almost intangible. Yet, as you lift your hand, the light touches you, warming your skin, reminding you that you are never alone. Fear whispers lies to dismantle your trust. It tells you to turn back, to withdraw, to question. My goodness, but these are shadows cast by an enemy who desires your despair. I am your refuge and fortress, your unshakable rock amidst life's tempests. Even when your faith feels like a fragile reed bending in the wind, my strength will uphold you. My power is made perfect in your weakness. Do not measure your faith by the absence of fear, but by the courage to keep walking, despite it. Remember the countless moments your heart leaned into me, even when hope was scarce. Those are the seeds sown deep within you, waiting for the harvest of joy and peace. Your story is not defined by the doubts you carry, but by the love you keep returning to. Trust is a choice, a sacred act of aligning your weary heart with mine again and again. Will you take that step now, my dear child? Will you reach out your hand to me, even if your grip feels uncertain? Let this truth settle in you. I'm not distant or indifferent. I am Emmanuel, God with you. Through every unanswered prayer, through every question that rises in the night, I am near, whispering your name with infinite tenderness. Your faith journey is not about flawless certainty, but about a relationship forged in grace. Lean into that, beloved. Feel my presence enfolding you, steadying your steps, lighting your path through the darkness. I am the God who restores trust from the fragments of broken promises, who breathes hope into parched hearts. When anxiety threatens to consume you, come apart before me. Let your fears fall like autumn leaves at my feet. I will carry your burdens, renew your spirit, and remind you who you are in me. Your value is not in your strength, but in my steadfast love that never fails. Breathe deeply now, my child, and let my peace that surpasses understanding fill the hollow places. Do not fear the valleys, for I walk there with you. Do not fear the night, for my light never dims. Do not fear doubt, for it can be the door to deeper understanding. You are held in a love that does not waver or fade. Your desire to trust again is a beautiful offering to me, and I receive it gladly. As you surrender your fears and place your faith in my hands, watch how your heart begins to rise, like a dawn breaking over the horizon. Will you believe me this time, my beloved? Will you trust that I am good, even when life feels uncertain? Your faith is a precious jewel, glowing brightest in the darkest places, and I treasure it far beyond measure. Come to me with your questions, with your trembling hope, with your imperfect trust. I am here, always, inviting you into deeper intimacy and peace. Rest in my love today. Allow your heart to find shelter in my truth. Your faith may feel like a fragile flame, but it is never alone, because I am forever tending it with perfect care. Tomorrow's challenges will come, yes, but you will not face them without me. I am your light in the shadows, your anchor in the storm, your ever-present help. As you reflect on this, I ask you to open the door of your heart wider. Will you surrender your fears to me now? Will you invite me to walk with you through the unknown? Trust is a journey. It begins in this moment, with a single step. Take that step. Let your soul lean into my unwavering faithfulness. Let us walk together in the radiance of my steadfast love. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Just as a child reaches for a father's hand in the dark, reach for mine. I am here. I have never left you. Let this deep assurance cradle your soul today and every day. My child, in the quiet moments when your soul feels unmoored, when the colors of your world bleed into shades of gray, understand that you are never truly lost or abandoned. Though it may seem as though shadows encroach upon your path, remember that I'm the light that moves before you, the unyielding flame that burns beneath the veil of your fears and doubts. I do not waver or falter in my affection for you, even when the fog of loneliness distorts your vision and convinces your heart that you walk alone. There is a divine intimacy I offer that surpasses human understanding, a closeness that is born not out of mere proximity, but out of a profound knowing, a connection forged from the very breath that gave you life. When you feel unseen by those around you, when the whispers of indifference threaten to muffle the song within your spirit, hear this truth. Your worth is not dependent on the gaze of others, but is rooted deeply in my unchanging love for you. Every tear you shed is cherished, every sigh counted, every silent cry heard in the secret chambers of my presence. My beloved, have you ever wandered through a vast wilderness under a canopy of endless stars, feeling small in the immensity of the night? Still, despite the vastness, the stars seem to wink just for you, as if the heavens themselves acknowledge your journey. So it is with me. While the world may seem to pass you by, distracted by its noise and haste, I see you fully. I know the strands of your hair, the intricate folds of your heart, the sacred places where your thoughts hide. You are not invisible. You are vividly alive in my sight. When the aching loneliness weighs heavily upon your soul, do not resist it as if it were an enemy. Instead, recognize it as an invitation to lean into me, to come closer and discover the profound fellowship I offer in the silence. In those spaces where human voices fail, I speak most clearly. I stir the waters of your heart, bringing refreshment and new hope. You do not have to pretend or hide your vulnerability. Bring every weary, fragile piece of your being to me. My arms are open wide, ready to cradle, ready to restore. Beloved, I invite you now to surrender the heavy cloak of abandonment you have carried. Lay it down gently before me. Allow me to wrap you in a mantle of belonging, woven from compassion and eternal presence. There's no moment too dark, no valley too deep where my love cannot reach. I am the abiding refuge amidst your storms, the solid rock beneath your trembling feet. When you feel unnoticed by the world, know that you have a divine home within my heart, a sanctuary where you are seen and treasured beyond measure. It is in your most vulnerable and unseen places that I reveal my greatest strength and tenderness. Do not fear the silence, for it is not empty. It is pregnant with my promises. I am whispering your name in the winds of your weight, breathing comfort into the nights when tears flow unbidden. Your feelings of being lost or rejected are not the final word. My enduring presence is the reality that shapes your story. My dear, let this reality settle deep inside you, a balm for every ache of invisibility. Journey with me now into the depths of your heart, where isolation has taken root. Together, we will pull out those bitter weeds and plant seeds of divine connection and belonging. You were created not to wander aimlessly, but to thrive in the embrace of my love. Your place has been secured by the blood that redeemed you, by the grace that beckons you home. Trust that you are held so close that no shadow can separate you from my heart's desire to see you whole. I call on you to reach beyond the feelings of being unseen. Look beyond the constraints of human acceptance and find your reflection in my shining eyes. You are my child, deeply and securely known. Open your soul to this truth. Let it fill the corners where loneliness sought to dwell. Invite my presence to fill those places with an everlasting light that will never dim. Even now, in this very moment, I am drawing you near, weaving you into the tapestry of my eternal love. If your spirit trembles with longing and an ache for recognition, I am the fulfillment you seek. Rest in the assurance that nothing you endure escapes my notice. The universe itself turns to carry your prayers, your sighs, your quiet hopes. You belong to me not because of what you have done, but because of who you are. My beloved, created in my image, treasured without condition. Be still and know this in the core of your being. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from the promise of belonging I offer. Come closer now. Feel the warmth of my embrace as I hold you through every dark night and deserted hour. You are found, deeply and irrevocably, in the secret spaces of my love. This truth will anchor you when the world drifts into indifference or silence. I am your unwavering refuge, your loyal companion, your home eternal. Let my nearness be the light that illumines your loneliness and the song that quiets your restless heart. You're never ever alone. My dear child, I see the places where your spirit feels lost, the moments when the shadows of abandonment whisper lies into the chambers of your heart. You walk through valleys where your footsteps echo against the cold walls of solitude, and you wonder if anyone truly sees you, if even I, who fashioned you with infinite tenderness, am aware of your silent cries. Yet in these depths, where the world's noise dissipates and the facade falls away, I stand closer than ever before. Closer than your breath, closer than your heartbeat. The solitude you dread is but the soil in which your soul is being nurtured, prepared for a harvest of belonging and renewal. There is a sacred song, child, a melody woven into the very fabric of your being, sung by my spirit to your spirit, even when the night feels endless. The sound is soft but unyielding, a quiet assurance that you're not forsaken. Though shadows gather and the weight of isolation can seem unbearable, I am the ever-present light that darkness cannot conquer. When you feel unseen, know that your essence is illuminated before my eyes. Each tear you have shed, every sigh of your weary heart, is etched with a divine tenderness that never forgets, never lets go. Your soul's yearning for connection, to be recognized, to be understood, echoes deeply in the chambers of my heart. I understand how loneliness can feel like a vast ocean, threatening to swallow you whole. But my beloved, the ocean's depths are also where treasures rest, hidden from the casual glance of the world, but precious beyond measure. Your pains, your doubts, your sufferings are not mere burdens, but precious gems, each one polished by my loving hands, designed to shine with the brilliance of my redemptive purpose. There is a paradox in your loneliness. Though it feels like a void, it is in this crucible that I am drawing you into a deeper intimacy with me. When human eyes fail to perceive you, remember that my vision penetrates beyond the visible, encompassing the secrets of your heart. I am acquainted with your every fear, your every hidden sorrow, and I say to you, child, you are fully known and wholly loved. In this great knowing, there is no dismissiveness, no neglect, only a profound connection that surpasses all earthly relationships. Sometimes I allow this feeling of abandonment to open a gulf between you and the distractions of the world, so you might turn wholly toward me. Let this truth settle deeply in you. I am your refuge, your sanctuary, the eternal voice calling you back from the edges of despair. The spaces where you feel most lost are the very places where my glory can be revealed, where the seeds of hope sprout amid desolation. The barren land will not stay barren forever. I am the gardener of your soul, watering the roots unseen, nurturing the tender shoots of resilience growing beneath the surface. Do not mistake this season of feeling lost for a scene of your permanent story. I am rewriting the narrative of your life with hands of mercy and grace. You may feel like a wanderer without a map, but I am the compass guiding your feet with divine precision. Your path may twist and turn, and the journey may be wearisome, yet it is never aimless. Every step you take, every tear you shed, is infused with my intention for your good and my glory. Know also that within my family, There is a place reserved just for you, a place where you belong fully, without need for pretense or masks. The sense of belonging you long for is secured in the everlasting embrace of my love. This is not an abstract concept, but a living reality. I promise you this: no matter how unseen you may feel now, there is a community of souls united in my name who celebrate you, pray for you, and cherish the unique beauty of your heart. You are never truly alone, beloved. Remember the story of the lost sheep, drawn far from the fold until the voice of the shepherd calls it home with relentless compassion. That shepherd's voice is mine, calling you again and again, not just to return, but to rest and heal. What you perceive as abandonment is often my way of drawing you into deeper trust and dependence, teaching you to listen for my voice above all others. When you feel unseen by the world, open your ears, my dear child, to the tender whispers of my spirit, and you will find the pathway to peace. In those quiet moments when you feel invisible even to yourself, lean into my presence. Let your soul breathe in the certainty that you are my treasured creation, uniquely fashioned from everlasting love. I delight in you, my child, not because of what you do or what you seem to be, but because you simply are mine. This truth is unchanging. It is the firm foundation beneath the shifting sands of life's circumstances. Your pain and feelings of abandonment do not surprise me. I entered into all human suffering, known the sting of rejection and despair. I carry your wounds with you. I share your burdens as no human ever could. In this shared sorrow there lies the seed of unshakable hope. You are never beyond reach of my healing hands. Every hurt can be transformed into a testimony of my grace. So now, take a moment to let my words wash over your soul. Will you receive this love? Will you believe that you are seen, valued, and held in a care that never fails? If your heart is stirring amid your loneliness, do not turn away. Come, rest in the shelter of my presence, and allow my light to dispel the shadows within you. Your journey through feelings of abandonment is not the end. It is the threshold of a new awakening, where you will know yourself as fully known and deeply beloved. Hold this in your spirit as a lifeline when the world around you feels cold and indifferent. Let it anchor you in the truth that you belong, that you matter, that your story is intertwined with mine in a tapestry of grace and redemption. Do not let the enemy convince you otherwise. I see you, my dear. I hear you. I am with you, always. Believe in this divine embrace. Rest in it. Let it renew your strength and restore your hope. There is no place too far, no night too dark, no wilderness too vast, where my love cannot reach you. This is my promise to you, etched in eternity. Now breathe deeply and surrender your feelings of being lost and unseen to me. Place them in my hands and trust me to transform them into a wellspring of belonging and light. Your heart was created for union with me, for a love that never fails or forsakes. Will you step forward in faith, knowing that even in your loneliest moments, you are hand-held by the Creator of heaven and earth? Let this truth be your anchor and your song. If your soul longs for the comfort of my presence, if your heart is aching with the need to be seen, come to me now in quiet trust. The door to my embrace is never closed. I await you with open arms and a limitless love that will carry you through every dark night to the dawn of awakening joy. Let this truth settle in you, beloved. There is no abandonment in my kingdom, only the faithful, unwavering presence of a God who sees you and loves you beyond measure. My beloved, now I come to you once more, inviting you to stand firm beneath the radiant truth of who you are in me. You have walked through the labyrinth of your soul's deepest longings, wrestled with shadows that haunt your days, and sought the light in places where despair once lived. I have been beside you in every step, every sigh, every prayer whispered in the loneliness of your heart. I am not distant, not silent. I am the very breath that sustains you in this moment and every moment that follows. Know this: your identity is not woven from the broken threads of the past, nor from the opinions of men or the harsh judgments of your own mind. Your true self is mine, crafted by my hands with infinite care, molded in the secret chambers of eternity. Before birth, you are a masterpiece of my love, anointed and chosen for a purpose that stretches beyond the horizon of your understanding. In the deepest places where your spirit feels fragile, that is where my power emerges, strong and unwavering. The trials you face serve not to diminish your worth, but to reveal the radiant glory of my grace working through you. You belong to me, beloved, even when the world seems to cast you aside, or your own doubts seek to whisper lies against your soul. You are never forgotten, never abandoned. I knit you in the darkness before the dawn, and I have engraved your name upon the palm of my hand. Your life is not random nor fleeting. It is a divine story unfolding with eternal significance. When you feel unseen or unheard, remember, I am the voice that wills the stars into existence. The unseen hand that arranges every detail in the unfolding tapestry of your life. Rest your weary heart in this truth. Let it anchor your spirit when storms rage, when fears claw at every thought, and when the weight of waiting presses heavy. My timing is perfect, my ways higher than your ways. Though you may not understand the silence, it is not absence. It is preparation, a quiet shaping, a sacred pause for your faith to grow deeper roots. Trust in my unchanging nature. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. No shadow can eclipse my light. No sorrow can outweigh my joy. Your purpose is alive and vibrant within you. It beats with the pulse of heaven's heartbeat. You were created to shine as a beacon of hope, a wellspring of love, a reflection of my glory in this world. Sometimes the path may twist unexpectedly, and your steps may falter in the unseen terrain of uncertainty. Yet fear not, for I am the good shepherd who leads you beside still waters. Every detour, every valley, every mountain is part of the journey designed to draw you nearer to my heart and to the destiny I have prepared for you. Let this restoration flood every broken place in your soul. Allow my unwavering love to mend every tear of shame, every scar carved by guilt or regret. You are not defined by your failures, but by the power of my forgiveness that rolls like a never-ending river through your being. Receive my grace anew today and walk forward in freedom. You do not have to carry the burdens of condemnation.